Hi, this is Oliver Lucanus from Below Water. So I've been in Bolivia for the last 2 weeks to photograph wildlife, not fish, but I took a few minutes to shoot some fish videos. Like many places, Bolivia's had a year of record drought, and many places that would normally have fish are either dry or the surrounding forests are on fire. It won't be long before not much is left here. So today I want to show you this crazy stream. It comes out of the bottom of the Serrania do Sosa mountains, and then it just disappears again in a swampland. Technically, this is connected to the Pantanal, but the stream never actually reaches a river. It just forms a wetland on its own. I figured that this is a prime area to find fish that are highly endemic, but seems to be just another Corydoras aeneus type. It is still interesting to see this habitat. So behind me is the upland, this flattened ridge where dry forest slowly changes over to wet forest and water drains in shallow tiny streams into this river. It is no more than knee deep, and we will head downstream to look for a good place to see what fish will show up. I've already seen Corydoras at the road crossing, but there should be some characins also. I'm placing a small camera behind this larger rock, where the current is stronger and more fish are likely to show up. It's not long before we see the first Astyanax and the first Corydoras. The Corydoras here live in small groups of 3 to 20 fish. They seem to loosely stay together within the same section of the habitat, where the substrate is exposed. If something scares them, they move to the margins and disappear in the leaf litter. A few minutes later, they will emerge and get back out into the current. This place may look beautiful, but it's full of small biting flies. Some 3 weeks later, my arms still show the result of making this video. Small biting midges leave itchy red marks and make this a very unpleasant place. At least during the day, these seem to be the only fish species in this habitat, or at least in this very shallow stream sector. The current here is not crazy strong, but enough to carry the leaves downstream and move out the detritus kicked up by the fish. The rocks are fist-sized small boulders with few larger boulders and dense marginal vegetation. It is too bad we do not have time to follow the stream down to the Coryche, the large swamp that this water all ends up in. Likely, that is a good place for anacondas and other wildlife. With the drought and current lack of water, we have a greater chance to see wildlife where water is available. We spend time in Caia National Park, and despite the fact that this giant park of 35,000 square kilometers is in the last bit of Gran Chaco forest, it is currently without any open water. Imagine the strain on the wildlife and the risk of yet another major forest fire for this region. Water temperature here is only around 74 degrees Fahrenheit or 24 Celsius, despite the fact that the air temperature is very hot, over 35 Celsius. The dense forest cover both near the stream and upstream of this location ensures that the water remains reasonably cool. The water tests revealed slightly alkaline and medium hard water. As we move downstream and the water picks up more leaf litter, that is likely to change. It is always exciting to see fish habitats like this, isolated from the nearest river basin and likely to have fish that have never been seen before. At the same time, it is interesting to see Corydoras that just about everyone have kept before, maybe the most widespread species in all of South America. I think once again, the key thing to take away from this video is to note just how much current we see in the habitat. The water changes we provide our fish at home are really well below the amount of water exchanged here within a short time period, even during the dry season. And the amount of flow here is stronger than in most home aquariums, as you will see when we place the camera in a more central area of the stream. This kind of flow is where these common aquarium fish are most at home. So now we will move upstream, closer to the road, where the water is running a little bit faster, so the substrate of fine white silica sand and pebbles is not covered in silt and leaf litter. This is just a few meters away from where the cars cross the road, so there are less characins, but many of the Corydoras prefer this area. I have to herd the fish a bit to make sure they get in front of the camera, because with me standing in the stream, they tend to stay in the flat areas along the margins. Once I start to walk along the edge, the Corys move to the center in front of the camera. I hope you enjoyed our quick look at the Corydoras habitat. Make sure to share this video and subscribe to my channel. This channel is also available in Japanese language. The link will be in the description.